Have you seen The Devil Wears Prada?
No, I don't watch movies. The only movies I watch are porn.
That's good. For all the mothers out there, now you know. Now you know. Episode, what is this, Andrew? Episode...
I think we're on episode 53, aren't we?
Episode 53.
It's been a year.
We'd get here. I'm surprised I made it past 24 years old, and now here we are. Episode number 53 of
And
the
you're
Colombia
40. Happy birthday to Joel.
Why you just gotta throw shit out on Front Street like that? You just gotta, yeah. I'm proud. I'm proud.
How do you feel though?
I'm feeling
good?
I'm feeling good. I'm
All
feeling
right.
good.
I'm almost there too.
Almost there.
Yeah.
We're gonna talk about your age in a bit.
Yeah.
So who we got today, Andrew?
We got David from Life with David.
Yeah.
How you feeling today, David?
I'm good. I mean, I took a tinto doble. That's a double shot of tinto in the store, and also a large cappuccino. So I'm ready to go.
Ooh, fired up.
Ready to go. I'm not a night person, and I told them as they asked me, David, when do you want to come up to the podcast? I'm like, yeah, let's do any day, but during the daytime. They're like, no, Dave, we start at nighttime. I'm like,
Our night. And the night we live.
yeah. So yeah.
That's how you doing over there, Flippy Malloy? How you doing?
It's all good. I also have a double espresso, but he wants a vodka.
A double espresso vodka?
Oh yeah.
Oh, nice. Very nice. Very nice. Very nice.
That's actually quite.
Hey, well, thanks everybody for joining in episode number 53. Last week we took a little hiatus. But we're back and we're gonna get- A hiatus.
Yes.
I taught him everything he knows.
Welcome to the Colombia podcast, episode 53, Joel. That's how much you turned this last weekend, right?
You know what they say, black don't crack.
Black do crack. Yes, I know.
Don't crack.
I used to have a lot of
Don't.
friends that were black and did crack back in the United States of America, the greatest country
Shit,
of.
black do crack. All right.
I did some crack too. It's okay.
Worst, what do you say? Worst country? What?
Crack is like it's a performance enhancing drug.
For
sure.
what? What are you performing when you take crack?
Sometimes I used to rollerblade shirtless
Let me tell you something, Andrew.
in LA.
Let me tell you something. We had I would have just assumed she's an elderly woman. She can't be a millennius or whatever the hell you call these people.
millennial.
Saying about, loves the podcast, but, the language is unnecessary.
Oh yes. We have to watch our mouths.
And then I wash our mouths.
And
you come out here talking about crack.
But the crack is not a bad word.
I don't condone this.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, we got Life with David over here, like the most nicest guy ever. And we're talking about butt cracks and doing crack
We
and-
give him a little bit. He's out here. By the way, David let us know that he only drinks like 2 or 3 times or parties goes out. He only goes out after 6 p.m. 3 times a year. And so this is one of them.
How old are you, David?
Yeah, let's get to that soon.
Yeah.
Geriatrics and stuff we got out here.
I'm just not a night person. I don't.
Well,
not
we'll
a
see
night
how much of
person.
a night person he is an hour later.
I love the dance.
Okay.
I just wish that they would invent a club that would have dancing during the daytime.
We got a
Oh,
place.
let's make it. Let's do it. And we'll call it the Dance Cafe.
Yeah, the dance cafe,
the dance
salsa,
cafe.
man.
The salsa dance cafe.
I'll show up.
It'll be David and like a couple grandmas.
And Goliath.
We'll go to the nursing home here in Colombia and invite them out. Maybe be good.
That'll be a
good things.
The
Give
good
them
thing,
some
you go to
projects,
nursing
social
homes, take
projects.
your fucking camera and record you dancing with over 70-year-old.
No, but how long is that gonna last? Now, all right.
I don't know how long they're gonna last.
That's true.
But yeah.
Yeah.
Man.
Well, so it's episode 53, guys. Thank you guys for joining us. We are live, and if you're watching the recorded version, make sure to hit that subscribe button, and also make sure to follow Life with David. He's got amazing videos about Colombia, about life in Medellin, and that's how I literally found out about him, because he started following our podcast, and then he started making his own videos, and I'm like, damn, this is awesome, because he's actually filming himself inside of Medellin in different parts of Medellin, and I was like, no one else is really doing that.
Yeah.
But his approach,
Exactly.
But his approach, even though some people were doing it, his approach is a lot different. I think you can kind of see how genuine he is, and also how humble he is, and also
I know he takes the metro.
And the buses.
and he takes the metros, the buses. So he's showing you like a Medellin that, like, for example, I wanted to experience when I first got here.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's why when I told Joel, I'm like, we have to have Life with David on, because he's doing something special for the community and for Colombia, showing Colombia to people that may have never even wanted to come here or had the idea that maybe I should come out here. But didn't know what it's like. So they watch his videos and then they're like, shit, that's not that bad. It's not fucking people killing each other.
Or it's not just 100% parties and women.
Yeah,
'Cause a lot-
it's livable.
Yeah, because a lot of videos on YouTube, especially in English, we're focusing mostly on the party and nightlife and women walking around showing these girls, which there are beautiful women here in Colombia. There are, and then the nightlife is the best, right? But there's more to it.
Yeah.
There's more. Like for example, someone like me who is not a nightlife person, if they're looking at those videos, thinking, if it's the only thing to do is go to Parque Jerez, I don't want to go.
Yeah.
But I thought, you know what? I'm going to show a different part of Colombia. I'm going to show a different part of Medellin.
Yeah.
So we're gonna get to that because I have a
Oh.
couple questions about that.
My bad.
No, absolutely welcome to say whatever you want.
Yeah.
This podcast, we don't have any apologies. That's our motto. We
Yeah.
talk shit and we don't apologize.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Unless
So-
it was really bad, and then I would
Yeah,
apologize.
like that one time that I insulted that grandma's baby.
Well, you
Yeah,
gotta
we're
do
some-
you gotta do what you do,
Yeah.
what you enjoy doing, and stick to that, and then
Exactly.
you're gonna find your audience.
Exactly.
If you try to go towards what does the audience want, what does these certain people want, and you try to please them, but that's not what you want. You're not gonna be able to.
keep that up, no longer.
Exactly.
Yeah, I agree 100%. So, by the way, I don't know anything about David apart from his videos.
No, me
Um,
too.
Me
Yeah,
neither.
like-
You either.
Yeah.
So
And
tell
us about yourself.
Who are you?
Introduce yourself,
The hell-
David.
Who's this stranger up in our crib?
Well, life with David Martinez, here live in Medellin. What can I say about myself? Started a YouTube channel because of the quarantine, because I was living in my aparto studio, which is a studio apartment, by myself, was getting depressed, had nobody to talk to, so I turned my camera on and started talking to the camera
Nice.
on the balcony. If you guys have seen my first videos, it's just me on the balcony with a Colombia Negra, just talking. And yeah, that's how I started my channel.
And where are
basically.
you from?
Where am I from? Houston, Texas.
So you basically, but you have a Latino last name. So
Yeah.
what's the origin?
Mexican.
Mexican.
But my family's been in Texas. It's kind of hard. My family's been in Texas since Texas was Spain. So we
Really?
arrived with the conquistadores.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So we had literally landed in Texas, and I had family in the north of Mexico. So like Nuevo Laredo, Monterrey, Por Saltillo, places like that. But a lot of portion mostly was in Texas.
And they call you El Güero, or what do they call you?
No.
Like Güero.
Well, Güero in Mexico, yeah, sure.
Yeah,
but,
Mexico, they-
But me growing up, I didn't speak Spanish.
Okay.
And because I'm light skinned and light
yeah,
eyes,
light eyes.
nobody thought I was Hispanic except for my last name. So they thought that maybe my dad was Hispanic, my mom was white.
Yeah.
But no, I'm full.
You're full Mexican. Background.
Background, yeah.
Background. Okay.
Full
cool.
Texan, 100%.
Full Texan, 100%
Yeah.
Texan.
True Texan.
And when did you get here, man? When did you come to Colombia? To my country.
2016 in December.
Oh, you've been here for a while.
I have been here for a while.
So
yeah.
it took you to get depressed in 2020 to start your channel?
Well, the one reason why I left the States. Well, no, sorry. Yeah, I can say that. The one reason why I left the States, because one thing I don't like that annoys me about the States is when you're alone, you really feel alone.
Yeah.
You like where my family lives in Houston, the suburbs. You walk outside on the streets, and literally the streets are empty. And there's people who are there, but they're in their cars.
But they're in their cars, in their apartments, in their houses.
Yeah, so
you don't even know your
you
neighbors.
feel that
Yeah.
loneliness. And I even last year when I went, I did a video and I sent it to my girlfriend. I'm like, look, check this out, and she was like, that's crazy.
Yeah.
That's insane. Where's the people?
Okay.
So I came here in Colombia, and I've traveled all around the world. I've been traveling since 18.
Okay.
But I came here, and I love Latin culture. I love how everybody's in the streets. And I live alone, but I don't feel alone.
Yeah.
Why did it take me so long to become depressed? Because the stupid quarantine.
Yeah.
It locked everybody in the house, and when you were allowed to go outside in the streets, there was nobody in the streets anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel that. So you've been here since 2016.
Yeah, and where do you live here in Colombia?
I live near Laureles.
Near Laureles?
Like
Like in
Belén.
Laureles? Oh, in Belén.
Yeah,
in
yeah,
Belén.
Belén.
What part of Belén? Well, I mean, if you don't want to say it, it's all good. It's
Yeah.
like east, west, south?
Yeah, I live near the Parque Belén.
Oh, Parque Belén, yeah.
Deportivo.
Yeah. Oh, the Unidad Deportiva de Belén.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That's a beautiful place.
Yeah, I go play ball out there.
For you guys who like doing exercise and that kind of stuff, go to that park. It's freaking awesome.
Yeah, they redid the whole outdoor gym.
It used to be ghetto. It used to be like the Flintstone weights and stuff, but now it's actually no. I'm serious.
Flintstone weights.
I call it the Flintstone weights.
Think about
weights.
that, yeah.
But
We call the jail gyms.
Yeah.
the jail
jailhouse,
gyms,
yeah.
jailhouse gyms. But now it's like legit equipment.
It's beautiful,
super
yeah.
good.
The pool is amazing there. I used to go to the pool all the time.
Me
with
too.
Nate. Shout out to
4,000
Nate.
4,000 pesos. You can go all day.
Yeah. For
Oh, you have to pay to go in.
Well,
to the pool, yeah.
You
I mean,
can
it's
set
an
an
Olympic
hour.
pool.
Okay.
Well, it's a semi-Olympic pool. Yeah.
Well, you're right. You can schedule a free time, right?
Yeah, well, I just bought the membership. Like, so
You have a membership?
for like 70,000 pesos, they give you like 12 tickets or something like that, and you can go regularly to the
Dang,
to the pool.
I didn't know that.
You get to wear the old budgie smuggler.
Yeah, I got. And I'm
Yo,
okay with that.
sauce.
Like, I'm okay with that because I go in there and do work. Like
I thought you were gonna say you
I'm
got a big
I'm not.
budgie.
I'm not there to like pick up women and shit. You know,
Okay.
it's not like a community.
No,
pool.
no, you don't sit around and like.
Yeah,
know,
you go in there and
you
do work. You do your laps, and then you get out and take a shower and leave.
I didn't know about the membership.
Yeah, you could
Maybe
get the
tell
little
me.
I'm
membership.
not really a good swimmer, so I'd be just sitting poolside.
Joe, that's where you need to go. You
Yeah,
need to
that's true. I
go
need
to
to
practice.
go.
How are you going to go to fucking Mexico? By the way, we're going to do a podcast from Mexico in a couple of weeks because we're going to be in Mexico again. We
Reunited
love
with some
Mexico.
folks that lived out there.
Where about in Mexico?
Guadalajara,
Guadalajara
Guadalajara.
and Sayulita.
Sayulita, the Pacific
Okay.
Coast, Jalisco.
Okay.
Shout out to
Finally
my
gonna
friends
learn
in
to
Jalisco.
surf properly.
Nice.
Yeah, gonna go meet up with the Sinaloa cartel. No, I'm just kidding.
I'm not even mentioning their names on this show. No, that's why I just got silent.
No
I love
filter.
the radio silence.
No filter.
No, so you don't even say that place.
No, but I love Mexico, and it's amazing. Actually, I was watching one of your videos earlier that you went to a Mexican restaurant in Envigado called La Jalapeña.
No, it's in Berlin.
Oh, in Belén? They're in
Yeah,
Belén?
in
I thought
Belén.
they were in Envigado this whole time.
No, they're in the Ese Plaza Aburra.
Oh, La
They're right-
Plaza Ahora.
Yeah, they're right there in that plaza.
Okay. Yeah, I've never been to their location.
La
I always
Jalapeña.
just order for them to deliver, but it's
They
pretty
have-
good,
They
right?
have amazing hot sauce.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
super
probably
good
the
hot
best
sauce.
Mexican food next to Poblanos. Poblanos is like my go-to because
What,
they're like
well,
two.
what about
blocks
what
away.
about what's his name in the Centro? Those were legit. I went there.
Oh,
that
Emiliano.
guy.
Emiliano.
You've been to Emiliano's?
No.
And he's Mexican. I think he's from Cancun.
Yeah, he's full blown Mexican. If you go there, like
Barbacoa.
This tastes like Mexico.
I miss
Yeah.
barbacoa.
He's got barbacoa.
So-
He's got carne asada. He's got everything.
Oh, you
He's
got to
got-
do a video. Go downtown.
Downtown.
You know
Yeah,
where
it's-
Coltehead building is?
Yeah.
It's
right
right in
there.
front of it.
I want to get that
Right
information from you
Coltehead.
because
so good.
I've only I went to one Mexican restaurant here in Colombia. My girlfriend was like, David, we went out with her coworkers. We went out to this Mexican restaurant. It was amazing. You got to go. Let's go. Bugging me. I'm like, fine, let's go. And I went.
The taco house?
No, tacos is good.
With Milagros?
Or like, it's like Chipotle.
Milagros.
Like Chipotle.
It can't stand up to Chipotle.
It's like
though. It's
Chip-
all right.
Hey,
You know, yeah.
So what was it called? Milagros.
Milagros. Oh, God.
Yeah. So I went and dude,
It's
it
a
was,
milagro
it was
that it
Colombian
tastes in.
fight. It was
It's
Colombian
Colombian,
fight.
yeah,
And I'm
Colombian
like,
Mexican.
I was like, no wonder you like it. Not
Yeah,
like my
Yeah.
girl.
Because it's a bunch of cream cheese, a lot of
No, maicito.
maicitos, like dulce maicitos. It's like, oh my gosh, all right.
Yeah, no. So that turned me off from Mexican food in Colombia. I never tried anything after that. So I was expecting that.
Yeah.
But I went to La Jalapeña, which is not Mexican, it's Tex-Mex.
Yeah.
So there's a difference.
Yeah. And
But-
you're from Texas.
I'm from Texas, so
So
that's
you know
why-
Tex-Mex, so
that-
you
yeah.
thought it was good.
Yeah, that was good. The
That
nachos
comes
were
a
really
long way
good.
from someone that fucking grew up in Houston.
For sure. But you said Poblanos was good. Is that
Poblanos is right here.
Is it
2
Mexican?
blocks away.
Mexican?
It's California Mexican.
Okay, that's what's called.
Yeah.
And this other place, Emiliano's.
Emiliano's is Mexican.
That's
Mexican.
Mexican.
I need to
That's
go there.
Mexican tacos.
Because I have people saying even though I know, guys, I know Tex-Mex is not Mexican. I got it. So like, you get the comments. That's not Mexican. Okay,
It is all
fine.
Mexican, bro.
I get it. The jalapeno. But they're telling me go check out Mexican restaurants. So I'm gonna go check out that place.
Yeah.
Emiliano.
You know what I think
Emiliano's
would be
is good.
really great? Like even Parque Poblado, like a real taco stand, like a taco stand from Mexico City, from Guadalajara, from Monterrey. Like really them just like 4 Mexican guys sweating, some sweat dripping into your goddamn taco.
But
they
there's
just
a-
You got
fucking,
that
bro,
flavor.
ooh, that would be so good.
But there's a reason I think, and I was telling David today before we started recording that there's a reason why there's no ethnic food here. There's no like real authentic ethnic foods.
Why
It's
is
because you guys have to think logically. I know you guys are smart people, and I believe that you are.
Are you patronizing us
I got
right now?
my theory.
And I believe that.
Okay.
How many immigrants you think are coming from their country to find a better life in Colombia?
Oh, that's a good thing.
No, but that's
No,
not.
no.
that's
Just
not
answer
why.
the question.
That's not why.
Answer the
okay,
question.
Hold on. The question doesn't hold up because some of the best Chinese food I've ever eaten in my life was in Belize.
Okay,
about to say- I
but
thought
do
you-
you
I
know
thought you were about to
the
say
do you know the
Ireland.
history of Belize?
Wait, the history of Belize doesn't have Asian people.
It has to have. How the fuck
Okay,
are you gonna
but wait,
have
hold on,
Asian
hold on,
cuisine?
hold on,
It's like
hold on.
Peru. How you have
I
Asian
was in
cuisine
an
in
island.
Peru?
I was in an island in Belize. We walk around. There's this place that has a sign called, I think it was Happy Panda or something ridiculous like that. And we walk in, and the woman can't even really speak Spanish properly, and she can't speak English properly. And we sat down.
She's
and I
from
had-
Belize.
No. She's a Chinese woman.
Yeah, so how
But
many
I'm saying
fucking
a
Chinese people you see coming out here?
But they could. Well, Chinese people are everywhere. They're
everywhere.
trailblazers.
But
Mexican
they don't
people
come.
are
But
everywhere.
people are not rushing to Colombia to start a business and a better life, and
But
that's a
who
fact.
rushes to Belize to start a better business?
Maybe
in life?
more than in Colombia.
I don't
At
know.
least
There's
that one person.
There's no stats on that. All I'm saying is there's four
what
Mexican
I'm saying-
guys looking for a better life should come.
They're
to
not going to
Acapulco.
come here. They're going to rather sacrifice their life crossing a river to get into Houston.
David came here. He sacrificed his motherfucking life. He's on YouTube now. I mean,
So for all those dumbass people on the fucking internet that say, "Oh, why isn't there any authentic fucking Mexican food or authentic Indian food or authentic motherfucker? How many people are coming to Colombia for a better life?"
Okay.
But also, let's remember that there's plenty of authentic ethnic restaurants that open and immediately fail because we've discussed this many times in the podcast.
Okay, and I have another theory for that because in New York, the reason why the Italians and the Chinese and why there's a little Italy, why there's a little fucking Thailand, why there's a little Armenia in LA is because there's a conglomerate of Armenians there that they have to cater to. And then the white people like it and then it becomes popular.
Exactly. They have a
But
base.
here,
They have
there
a
is no base. There's no settlement of Chinese people that you have to cater real Chinese food to.
Because Colombian
Like,
spices,
so stop
they,
being stupid, guys.
they know what they like and they stick to it. They stick to it. Like I've said in my videos many times, you go to a festival and there's this new stand or whatever selling like from food from Peru, doing a walk, amazing, fires, amazing. I'm like, I'm intrigued 'cause I'm a foreigner, so I want to line up to it, but I'm the only one there.
Really?
Yeah. Wow.
Isis love some intriguing flames.
No, because there's another stand that's selling arepas.
And they're crowded over there.
A line down, line.
So if you come to Colombia, don't come looking for fucking Indian or Chinese or Mexican food. Come over here for a nice little round arepa that's gonna taste like cardboard, or a good sancocho.
I like arepas.
Yeah, I like arepas too. I'm vegan and a lot of them don't have cheese.
Come to Colombia if you want a round little arepa that tastes like cardboard. Oh my
Yo,
God.
I'm
Andrew
Colombian, I
you
can
should
say
be the
that.
tourism minister for Colombia. You know what I mean?
Come to
You see
Colombia.
the ad right now. They get like George Clooney in there.
And
you know,
I'm just cutting a cardboard.
Yeah. Oh,
Here's your
Jesus.
arepa. No, but there's a lot of really good food out here. But so getting back to David,
Yeah.
because we went
Let's
on
get
off
back.
on a
Might have to
tangent.
Hey guys.
cut that
So
out.
David's from Houston.
Yeah.
What
from
were you doing
Houston.
in Houston?
I was born there.
What were you doing
What was-
before you? what?
What the hell? What
No, but
What were you doing out of Houston? I was being born, man.
yeah.
I was being born.
I was coming out my mom's vagina in Houston. All right. So
Okay, so what was I doing, like with my profession or what?
Yeah, what were you doing before you got
before
here?
you got here, yeah.
Okay, so let's see. I was selling insurance.
Nice. What made you come out to Colombia?
All right, so for the longest time, I've traveled since I was 18. I've always traveled. Every time I had a chance, I took off and traveled, right?
Okay.
And for the longest time, every time I would travel, I would fly back into Houston. I don't know if that's true. You guys been to Houston before?
I've been to the airport. many
Yeah, I've been to
times.
Houston
The airport,
Airport.
but have you
a few
been out
times,
of it?
yeah.
No, I've never
Okay.
been to the
No.
airport.
So Houston is a massive city, but it's very flat.
It's like a concrete jungle,
It's
right?
a concrete jungle, super flat, not pretty at all. And when I'm driving back to my house, I'm looking around thinking, why am I returning here?
Yep.
Why am I returning? But I had no other choice. And I'm constantly thinking I want to live in a different country. And at the time, I was selling a commercial insurance. Because before I was selling life insurance.
Okay.
And life insurance is best sold in person, belly to belly.
Yeah.
All right, at the kitchen table. But I switched to commercial insurance, and business owners don't want to waste their time setting an appointment to meet with you. They want to just get the quote, get it done, and move on.
Yeah.
So I wasn't
Yeah.
meeting with my clients at all. It was all from my phone, from my house, and from my phone. So I thought to myself, if I just change this cell phone to a virtual phone, I can live anywhere. Boom, light bulb. So I did it, and I started transitioning my clients from my traditional phone to my virtual phone number. And once everybody understood that was my new number, I took off.
And they know that you're not there in the U.S.
Actually, the first time when I came here to Colombia and I made my first sale, my insurance sale, I was literally laughing to myself, like, this is amazing.
Why didn't I do this before?
I was laughing to myself, like, I can't believe I pulled this off.
Yeah. That's amazing. No, I know that feeling too, because touching down in Toronto, by the way, have you ever been to Toronto?
No.
Beautiful in the summer, I tell everyone. It's a beautiful city. But when you fly in at the winter time, and I'm going to be going, hopefully, COVID doesn't spark again, but it's depressing. It's legitimately, you're flying in and you just see the roofs covered in snow and everything looks great, trees with no leaves. And I'm like, why am I coming here? And I have to be like, thank my mom, a few of my friends and my family. But it's depressing. It'll make you want to leave when you're touching down. So
Yeah.
And so you were selling insurance. By the way, my insurance sale is like the butthole of insurance sales compared to what I sold, like credit card insurance.
Oh,
Credit card insurance. Wow, that's like the bottom. That's like
never heard
what
of
do they
that.
call them? Bottom feeders? Yeah, they call them bottom
Like a
feeders.
dirty little guppy at the
No,
bottom.
I was
just-
called a bottom
yeah.
feeder one time.
Yeah.
I think we've all. I mean, how old are you right now?
well, I'm 37.
Oh,
Actually, am I
37. You don't look like 37. This
Yeah,
is
I'm
what
37.
this is what Colombia does to you, George Hill.
Yeah.
No,
Makes you-
actually, I had to thank my mother for her genetics.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And also, you're not a night person, so he doesn't
Yeah.
like
And
trasnochar.
drinks 3 times a year.
Yeah, he only drinks 3 times a year. So
No,
kids.
go out. I drink more, but I go out late.
Okay.
Yeah,
You
he
go
only
to
goes
it
out
3
late
times.
three times a year.
It's nice you got the girlfriend and stuff. We're gonna get to that. Don't you worry about
Yeah. So you were in Houston, sell insurance. You made the transition. Did you know anybody here when you got here, or were you just on your own?
All right. So why did I choose Colombia and Medellin? I've traveled in many places,
Extensively, yep.
and at the time, I never came to Colombia, and I had some friends, older couple, who are from Medellin. And the wife was always posting pictures. Like she loved posting pictures about Colombia and Medellin, showing her finca, showing the city. And I thought it was beautiful. I was like, wow, this is amazing. So it kind of just worked out. Everything worked out together at the same time
Yeah.
that I was able to turn my business virtual. I was thinking about moving to a different country. And my friend was posting pictures of Medellin. So I said, you know what? I'm going to go check it out.
Okay.
And I came, I checked it out, and I liked it, and I stayed.
Wow.
I'm pretty sure that's like one of the most common stories that you hear from people who end up staying
One
here.
of the most common stories is they come here and they're like, how the hell do I stay here?
Yeah.
And fear sets in, panic sets in. I don't know what I'm going to do. And now maybe I should teach English.
Oh, okay.
And it's never really like yours is sort of, that was like some sort of.
More planned.
Yeah. Well, not even like not divine intervention. What do you call that? Like where things just sort of like
Fall into place.
fall into place. Like many people that
Like
doesn't
fate.
happen to. Yeah, it's like fate. Yeah. Like you suddenly discover.
Talking about fate. Okay, so I mean, I'm moving out here. I got rid of everything I own. I mean, and everything. I was ready to come and just see if it works. I wanted to see if it works. But when I went to the airport, of course, I booked coach because I'm not gonna be spending extra money. But guess what? They put me first class.
Wow.
I flew
that's-
first class coming to
that's
Colombia.
That's
a
amazing.
sign.
And when I was on the flight, I was like, this has to be a sign
It's got to be a sign. Yeah.
that I'm supposed to stay here. You know, so.
Yeah.
Wow, that's cool.
That's actually how I moved to
They
Mexico.
actually,
Something like that.
they gave me the broken seat though. I flew first class, but they gave me the broken seat that didn't recline. No, it was
But
United.
and you came from on a flight from Texas to
From Houston and connected Panama, Panama to Medellin.
Oh, okay. So you had to do a layover. So you were only half of the time on a
Actually, no, I
broken
flew to
flight.
Bogota. I landed. I came
Oh.
first to Bogota.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so you
sorry, go
so you landed here. You're like, I'm gonna give this a shot. How you came here and how much longer after you touched down here you made that first sale?
Oh, pretty quick, like within a week or so. I was
Within
already
a
making
week.
sales. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
So that was like the epiphany, like, oh man, I could do my
It works.
business.
It works,
I
yeah.
could do my work, make dollars.
Right.
Which I think is pretty important to mention to people
formula.
watching is that the formula for a lot of people for success out here is to make a foreign currency, whether it's dollars, U.S. dollars, Canadian dollar, Australian, or even pounds or euros, and living on pesos, right?
Right.
Because you live in Berlin and your rent, I'm assuming, is a lot less than what you were paying in Houston, right?
I paid $200 a month.
You pay say what now?
What?
$200 a month.
Your friends must be like, you pay what? That can't even fill their gas tank up for a month,
For like
right?
like 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, my place is not nice though. My place is aparto studio, very like it's furnished. It includes the furnishings, it includes the utilities, everything, but it's very cheap furnishing. I have a shared kitchen. It's not nice, but it's okay for me. I'm a simple guy. I don't need much.
I'm the same way. I think I'm the same way. But
So that actually taps into one of the questions that have been asked in the chat.
let's go.
If money wasn't an issue, what neighborhood in Medellin would you choose and why?
Okay, so for the longest time, I loved Laureles. I loved Berlin because I like the fact that it's flat. I ride my bicycle everywhere, so I like that. But since I started the channel, I've been making videos of all the neighborhoods around Medellin. Because why did I start doing that? Because everybody just focused on Poblado, Laureles, and maybe some Centro. So I was like, let me go check out all the neighborhoods and show everybody. The more I went to Envigado, the more I liked it.
Yeah, Envigado's
So
great.
you're from Envigado, Felipe?
I live right now in Laureles. We're kind of neighbors.
Okay.
But I used to live in Envigado. And
Me too.
By far the best.
Exactly. So the more I went to Envigado, the more I liked it. 'Cause, like, especially around the Parque de
Park?
Envigado,
Oh,
the
yeah.
main park.
Yeah.
That and those neighbors around it.
Yeah.
Because like there's everybody's out in the streets, they're
Yeah.
drinking, beer in the
The
La
musicians
Haciendas.
that go around to the different restaurants.
It's a great vibe. It's a great vibe. And also, I hate to say this. Okay, one of my biggest pet peeves is here, like, for example, you go to La Setenta or you go to, like, more tourist areas, you try to eat outside. People are they bother you, like, to try to sell you something, try to ask.
Or begging.
Or begging, it's not just because of the quarantine. It's always been this way.
Yeah.
But you go to Envigado, that doesn't happen.
Yeah.
I mean, it may happen a little bit, not as much. I was like, wow, I saw it, like, wow, this is really nice. So to answer your question, if I had money wasn't a choice, Envigado near the main park.
If money wasn't a problem for you, Andrew.
I would say, that's a great question. I'm kind of like David. Like, really, I'm not money isn't an issue right now for me. And I live here and I roommate with Joel, and we've got like
3 kids.
we're not a couple, motherfuckers. But sorry, George Hill's daughters.
Sorry.
Mother
Becky
effers.
Yeah.
We're not a couple, but we live together because we're business partners. We have like our own apartments and stuff out here. And we were just joking about that. They're like, yo, we've got like 4 apartments. And so people ask us like, oh, so you guys live each in an apartment or whatnot? We're like, no, we split a $400 rent.
Yeah. Yeah. Grown ass men sharing rents.
So I'm like as long as I've got my TV, my PlayStation, my basketball court downstairs, like I could live anywhere. But if money wasn't an issue, I would really love to have maybe like a penthouse in Manila next to the basketball court or on top of the basketball court, so I could just like fire a pole down and start shooting on a covered court, so that when it's sunny or when it's raining, like that would be like the dream, like to have my own basketball court anywhere out here. And I think Manila is like my favorite spot. I've lived in 7 different neighborhoods in Medellin, including downtown. And downtown would be my number 2. Torres de Bombona. I would love to own an apartment in that building because they have a theater right literally in that main square. And then there are like 6 or 7 different mini theaters around that are like for nonprofit. They do like donation type theaters. And also you're in the chaos, and I like chaos.
I like chaos,
yeah, so downtown Torres de Bombona would be like my number 2. Other than that, I know this has gone way farther than the question.
No.
But I would say a finca in Santa Fe de Antioquia. Finca in Santa Fe de Antioquia. For those of you guys that are listening, Santa Fe de Antioquia is to the south of Medellin. It's warm weather, so it's hotter than Medellin. It's closer to sea level, so it's hotter. And every finca out there has like a pool.
Yeah.
And so you can have pool parties, barbecues, and it reminds me of like Southern California.
Would you live out there the whole time though, year round?
No, it'd be like my finca.
Yeah,
It would be like, okay, I'd go back down, I'd go downtown, do my
country home.
I'd do my dirty things downtown, and then go clean myself up in the country.
Sure.
What about Joel?
do my 30 things and
That should be a t-shirt. We've been doing like
jeez.
t-shirts, so that could be a t-shirt. Do your dirty things downtown, clean yourself up in the country.
Hey, I mean, I lived in Envigado. I loved Envigado. The reason I left Envigado was at the time I was photographing full time. I left the world of marketing behind, so I was photographing fancy penthouses and what's not. And all those fancy penthouses that foreigners owned at the time were in Poblado. So I'd spend hours when, the best light is in the afternoon. So I'd find myself stuck in traffic coming back from Poblado, going to Envigado, or stuck in the middle of the day trying to get to Poblado and stuff like that. I love Envigado. I literally lived right by the park, about I'd say 20 steps to the park. There's a little Éxito right there. I lived right there, right in front of that Éxito, and it was amazing living there. I lived above a 4-story building. You walk downstairs, there's a cafe. All the ladies there are like just so happy to see a foreigner come down and have some shitty coffee in the morning, and
Man, why you gotta say it like that? It's not shitty.
It's pretty shitty.
It's pretty shitty, but it's pretty. I mean, it's every now and then you gotta have it. You know, it's
I
like
drink it all the time.
you drink. I mean,
And I like the baked goods because so like they're cheap and they're good.
those are exactly what they are. They're called baked goods. They're not even called pastries. They're just baked goods. That's what you get out there. Seriously, you don't go to Envigado for a pastry. You go for a baked good. But I loved it, and honestly, you know, we talked about it before. I think there's an evolution of foreigners in Medellin in terms of where they want to live. You know, all guys, right? Maybe it's not your story, but we come here, you come to Poblado, and then you're like, let's go party out in Bello, and let's go to this, and let's go to Centro, and then you end up right back in Poblado. And to be quite honest, man, I've lived in some, I think I've paid my dues, right? You know, I've paid my dues in Mexico, I've paid my dues in Canada, I've paid my dues in Guyana. I've lived in all different places. And honestly, my favorite place to live is Manila, right where I am. I have no complaints about where I am right
Manila's
now.
cool.
And, you know.
We have some complaints. Comes with all the trash.
The garbage and stuff. But that's, you know. But other than that, like Manila, I would say if somebody's coming and like, hey, where should I live? Manila is what you talked about. It's flat. There's one little hill that goes up there near Ihamia that's a little, you know, challenging if you don't do any
You're like
exercise.
overweight.
But
That's not even a hill.
it's not even a hill.
Exactly.
It's not even a hill. But some people it's like too much.
All right,
but
got it, yeah.
like here, you're right by the Poblado station. You're right by Lleras. You're by Parque Poblado and everything. You have everything. And for me, I like convenience. One of the things that I think both Andrew and I over the last few years in terms of lifestyle design, that was something that I started this whole thing about lifestyle design back in 2010. I think Manila works perfectly for the lifestyle that I want to live, which is great restaurants, cafes, proximity to everything, relatively safe. And so this would be it. I'm here, or else I'd live somewhere else. If I wanted to be somewhere else, I wouldn't be here.
Yeah,
That's
right,
what I
right.
think.
Everybody finds their place.
Everybody finds it.
finds
And
their
there's a
place.
place for everybody.
Of
course.
course, yeah.
Yeah.
So I got a question for both of you guys. What are the culture clashes you guys have witnessed when you first came out here? We'll start with David.
Start with the white Mexican.
All right, I'm gonna say these things, and they annoyed me when I first arrived,
Yeah.
but actually I find myself doing the exact same things that annoyed me. Yeah,
Okay,
I do the
all
same things now that used to annoy
Calling
me.
people papi?
No, I don't do that. No.
I did it.
Not yet.
Not yet. It's gonna happen.
It's gonna happen.
Freeze
It's
when
gonna-
you say papi.
You're like, yeah,
Happened to me.
I
was there.
I was witness when he first dropped his first puppy. I was like,
Mi rey.
My
Mire.
friend does that. He's from the States. He's white. He doesn't, but he
And
speaks.
he says papi?
Yeah, he says papi. He came here not speaking any Spanish. Now he speaks very well, and he says papi. I looked at him like, man, this dude's all right.
It's nice. You're good. So,
All right.
so tell us about those.
All right, so pet peeves that when I first arrived. One, people walk slow here. They walk so slow. And not only slow, because people in Colombia love being together, like spending time together, they walk slow together. And the sidewalk is this big, and it's 4 people, and they're walking slow together down the thing, and even interlocking arms, walking slow together. So you're trying to get somewhere, you're behind them, and you're trying to get around them and stuff. But yeah, that annoyed the heck out of me. But now I walk slow, or I walk fast, but I kind of just go around them. I don't let it get to me anymore.
Okay.
So that's
yeah.
one. Go ahead.
Do you think that that's because that in the United States we feel entitled?
Okay, so I asked my friend who's Colombian, and she told me, I asked him, why do you guys walk so slow? And she said, and it makes sense. It made sense. They wanted to take advantage of the time that they're together. The time that they're spending time together, they want to take advantage. They're walking slow just to talk and spend time together.
But okay, so you gave the Colombians. Felipe just smirked over there. He's gonna come in on that one in a second. But Andrew asked you.
I know
The American on the American side.
about entitlement.
Is it?
Yeah,
is
like
it-
this is I'm walking here. Get out of my way. You go to the left, and this is how we do it.
Personal space.
If you're going slow, go to the left. I'm going to the right, and this is my personal space, and this is my entitlement.
So I'll answer that question, but in a different way. And it's weird. I find it very weird. It's another culture thing that I don't understand yet. In the States, we are aware of other people. Okay, so for example, in the gym, that's another pet peeve that I have.
Oh yeah, we get the
Gym etiquette is horrible
does
here.
not exist.
So we're like in the gym, like we're aware of other people. So like I'm not gonna go if someone's doing the bars.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna go stand right in front of them because I know that's their space.
Or even walk in front of them,
I'm not gonna-
or try to reach for something in front of them because they might get hurt. I
Well-
mean, it's like common sense almost.
Right. the worst thing is standing in front of him and do like he's doing the workout, look at himself in the mirror. I'm not gonna go right in front of him. But here in Colombia, it happens.
They do.
So we're in the States, we're aware of other people's space. Like for example, grocery store lines. The conveyor belt where you put your stuff down.
Yeah.
In the States, if you have your groceries on the conveyor belt, and you see someone coming up with the groceries, you move your stuff, give them space, so you put there
and put that little thing, the divider.
Exactly. Here in Colombia, they put their stuff there and they stand there, and I'm here holding my groceries, and they don't even they look at me, but they don't move. They're not aware of me and my needs.
Yeah.
So the entitlement. It's so difficult. It's like the culture difference is so difficult. So, but what confuses me is that Colombians are so loving at the same time.
Yeah.
You know, so like how can they be so loving, but then not be aware of other people? And their needs.
It's an oxymoron. It's definitely an oxymoron.
It is very. I call them bird brains. or what do we call them the other day? Rats.
No, but those were the motor guys on the motorbikes.
No. But I do call a lot of people bird brain out here because it's like if you're in the grocery store or in any line for any reason, like for example, prime example, I was in Oviedo, and Oviedo is not like some fucking junky ass. Sorry, George Hill's daughters. I keep forgetting.
Yeah.
Not some junky mall. It's a high-end mall. It's a nice mall. And I go looking for basketball shoes. So I go into the information booth, right? She's standing there. They have the whole COVID protocol where you got to stand, and they've got their little stickers and everything.
Like this, like the movie.
Yeah, so there's someone there already talking to her. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to stand at the sticker, which is right behind it, which is like 3 feet away or whatever. And I'm just sitting there waiting. Literally, 3 people the whole time coming up and cutting in front of me, asking questions to the information person. And I'm like, and I've been here 10 years, and I wasn't like, am I invisible? I got to the point where you're talking about where I'm like, this is Colombia. I'm just going to wait here, and I'm going to do my thing. I'm going to wait and let them all ask their dumbass questions. Like, and it was like, oh, where's the bathroom? Or where can I get popcorn? And I'm like, all right, I'm just going to breathe here, and I'm going to take it in. And I'm like, you grow in Colombia. And Joel had a really good anecdote too, going to the DMV out there, was it? Or something like that, where
wow.
Yeah. I went to get basically like the DMV in
Canada. So when you're in Colombia and you take and you grow personally and you do your personal growth on patience, even in a line at the supermarket, you can do that. And I think that's where we have to be conscious of ourselves.
Right.
If we're trying to criticize people on saying like, aren't you aware of others? Well, why aren't you aware of yourself? Why don't you be more patient?
You can't take what you know from the States, and apply it here in Colombia because it's a different culture. Now, to kind of explain that, I was in the gym one time and I was with my friend who's Colombian, and this girl, literally, like the dumbbells, the heavy dumbbells, like the 70 to 100-pound dumbbells. She literally put her mat right down next to the dumbbells and started doing the hip thrusters.
Yeah.
But like right there next to him.
Yeah.
So like if you wanted to go get the 70-pound dumbbells,
I would love if some girl did that to me.
You can't. You have to reach over her and risk like dropping on her body.
Yeah.
And I said to my friend, I said, okay. Cause I told him before, like these thoughts of mine. And I said, look, you see that girl? What do you think about that? And he was like, huh? Nothing. That doesn't bother you?
No.
I'm like, what? So like the Colombians, they don't see this. It's not in their mental.
Well, there's certain things.
There's no entitlement because you don't have anything here.
But it's not. It's not that. The gym is a separate thing. Okay.
No, I think life in general.
No, yes, the gym. I'm gonna say this about the gym, right? I also am super frustrated with gym culture here because there is none. There is no gym culture. There's certain things that you don't do. You get your ass thrown out of a gym in Canada or the US for doing some of the stuff you see here. Yeah. But here's the thing, and I guess it's all we have to think beyond. As you said, we can't apply the rules of Canada and the US and Europe here. Yeah. Think about this, for example. When I met the owner who's a friend of mine, or the ex-owner, because he sold his shares of the Smart Fit gyms here. And the reason that they started Smart Fit gyms here was this fact. And he laid out the stats for me, so I'm going to go by numbers. He said in the United States, the penetration, which is the number of people that have gym memberships at
That's
the
what
time
she
was
said.
about. That's what she said. I knew it.
I
It was
knew it.
about 60%.
He was waiting for me. He looked over. He's like,
what did he say
about
penetration?
penetration?
So it was about 16% of the population had a gym membership. In Colombia, it was 1%.
Wow.
And this was about 4 or 5 years ago. 1% had a gym membership.
Because the gyms back in the day were those small neighborhood gyms.
Not just that. The main gyms, the ones with equipment, like for example, Body Tech, which is a monster.
Very
of a gym.
expensive.
Very expensive. Like when I was
250,000 pesos.
Yeah, 200,000 pesos. And at the time when I came here, in
Mostly a
2011,
status gym. A status
exactly. But not even that. If you want to go to a gym with proper equipment, imagine 2011, the gym costed 200,000 pesos and the exchange rate was 1,800 to 1.
Jeez.
So it's a lot of money,
Sure.
right? So you can only be a strato 6 and 5. And so he's talking to me. He's like, I'm not interested in those people. I'm interested in everybody else. The number of people in Colombia at that time that had a gym membership was 1%.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you think about, they don't have a clue what you do when you're in a gym. They've
Makes
never
sense.
trained in a gym. So we come from a different perspective. It's like,
Yeah.
are you dumb? But
Well,
literally, they've never trained in
We
a gym.
also had high school sports.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And high school gyms.
Like my coaches
Etiquette.
were like, if you put the weight the wrong way,
Uh-huh.
it had to be with the numbers facing
Exactly.
out. You're in
Exactly.
trouble. Like
They never had that.
They didn't have
They
that.
never had
Makes
that. So
sense.
there's sensitive, and I'm just giving
That's
that
a
as
great
quick
point.
example.
That's a great
just
point.
a quick example of and I understand it because Andrew, I think Andrew was there that one time. I was sitting on a bench, and I'm doing like some shoulder raises or some flies like this,
Yeah.
and I just feel like a booty up on me. I'm thinking it's got to be a beautiful girl, and I turn around and there's a guy, and he sits right here on the
sits on
other
the
side
bench
of my
with you.
bench and starts curling.
Because like
On
you
the
weren't
same
you
bench.
weren't using that
I
other
wasn't
side.
using
Of
the
course.
You're not
full
even doing that
bench.
on the
Makes-
side. Yeah.
Yeah,
makes
exactly.
sense.
And so for me, I put my weight down and just started laughing. Like it was at a point where you can't even be angry. You're like, did this just happen? Where's Ashton Kutcher? Is he? Am I getting
punked? You
punked
get-
right now,
Yeah,
or
you
what's
get
happening? And
punked.
Andrew was just laughing. And this stuff
That
happens
would be
here.
a prank video on
Of
YouTube.
course.
Yeah.
But
But you
there is
gotta embrace
cultural
it. You gotta
difference.
embrace
You
it.
have
I
to,
think
you have to,
I
you have
think
to.
that's the point of visiting another
great
country
point.
and almost I mean shit when
Hear me out. I'll put it like this: I would never have gotten a subscription to a gym were it not had been for smart
Smart Fit,
prices.
yeah.
That's
yeah,
awesome.
69,000,
Yeah. It's
a good
59,000.
price.
70,000
$20 a
pesos,
month.
and I get access to all the gyms in Latin
Colombia.
America.
Yeah.
Right. It's amazing. It's a great
Yeah,
gym.
it's a great-
gym. I
Big
go
up
there.
to Smart Fit.
Oh,
yeah, big up to
They
Smart
don't
Fit.
sponsor us or give us anything.
Yeah.
That being said, I have common sense, and I would have never done that.
So don't come here from the United States of
Exactly.
America thinking that you don't have to assimilate. You
do.
do have to assimilate, and it may seem backwards, but if you want a stress-free life,
Yeah.
you have to assimilate.
Take the good and the
You
bad.
have to, because you're gonna beating your head against a wall trying
Yeah.
to change things. No,
Don't
it's
do
better
it.
to just
Don't do it.
adapt.
It's better to adapt.
And you grow the patience, like what you mentioned before about the grocery lines in the stores. Literally, here in the grocery lines, there could be 4 people waiting in line, and it takes 30 minutes. All right, those same 4 people in the
Yeah.
like the same time it took for 4 people in the here.
Yeah.
In the States, it can get like through 40 people.
Of course.
Oh, yeah.
100%.
Yeah, but you just grow patience. You just look around.
You
you
plan
see
around
people.
it. Yeah. So I got a question for both of you again. Safety. Let's talk about safety. I've seen a couple of your videos where you've interviewed a couple, at least one person that I know that has been robbed out here. So what do you think about compare safety? You're from Houston. You're from Toronto. I'm from near Los Angeles. And there's no comparison. I think Medellin is definitely more dangerous and more unsafe than most places in the United States of America. Obviously, if you are living in the ghetto in the U.S., it's probably going to be very dangerous for you. But how do you rate safety here in Colombia?
Okay, so I would say that you're more at risk of becoming physically harmed in the States than here. You're more at risk of getting physical damage done to you in the States. Than in
Elaborate
Colombia.
on that.
Yeah, so elaborate.
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 Yeah,
Okay, so here, for example, in the States, going out to the bars and clubs. I mean, I'm pretty sure you guys had the experience where there's a fist fight, you know, or somebody, or maybe even you like looked at somebody, they thought you looked at them wrong.
Yeah.
Or you might have looked at their girl, they got
Yeah.
upset, they want to fight you.
Yeah.
Right? There's a lot of aggression in the States. A lot. Here in Colombia, not so much. Like I've never ever seen a fist fight even though I don't only go out 3 times a year.
Yeah.
But I've never seen a fist fight here in a bar or club over some stupid stuff.
Yeah, you've been out 12 times since you've been here.
Exactly.
That's amazing.
Never. So physical harm here is less likely unless, like, the most likely thing here is to get your stuff taken. And I've made videos on that before. So like I might lose my watch.
Yeah.
I might lose my cell phone.
Yeah.
Okay. But the physical harm will happen if they come at me and I say, no, you're not gonna have my watch.
Yeah.
Then they're gonna harm me.
Yeah.
But in reality, all they want is your stuff.
Yeah.
You know, I've been robbed. I've been robbed by gunpoint, and actually
You were robbed at gunpoint here?
Yeah. Yeah.
Where?
Right, like 3 blocks from my house.
In Laurel, in Berlin?
Yeah, so I was I bought a scooter. It was a brand new NMAX. I had to wait 3 months for it to get built out and stuff and shipped to me. And the first week of me having the scooter, it got stolen.
Oh shit!
At gunpoint.
At gunpoint, yeah. I was coming back from a Muay Thai gym up in Las Palmas, and I was coming for the 33. And
Isn't it ironic? Don't you think?
Yeah, pretty ironic.
Coming back from your Muay Thai and you got robbed.
Yeah.
With a fucking scooter.
Well, they pulled up on me. They came next to me. I thought it was some people asking me directions, so I stopped. I was naive. I was like, how can I help? Because that happens here in Colombia. People stop and ask you directions all the time.
Yeah.
And then I saw the gun, and they basically took everything. But I got frustrated. They asked me for my cell phone. I said, I don't have a cell phone. And like, give me your cell phone. I'm like, I don't have. Like, give me your cell phone. I'm like, okay, fine. And then they asked me for my money, and I was like, I don't have any money. I was being complicated. They were patient thieves. I mean, they could have just shot me. But at the moment, like, you don't know how you're gonna react until that happens. Until you have a gun on you.
T-shirt. They were patient thieves.
Yeah.
I like that.
So you don't know until that happens. You know how you're gonna react.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
actually, I guess I was stubborn in my reaction. But thank God they were patient and they just took everything from me.
Not the scooter though.
They took the scooter as well. Yeah, they took my. They frisked
Full
me
house.
down.
Man, that's
They
too
took
bad.
they
That's
frisked
too
me
bad.
down.
So
They took
sorry
my
to hear
scooter.
that. Yeah, that's
No, but it actually ended up nice because 2 months later, I put the report in with the police. A month or so later, the police called me and said, David Martinez. I said, yes, we found your scooter. I said,
Nice.
really? They found it in 12 de Octubre up in the very high mountains.
Yeah.
And literally there was no
Memorable.
scratch, nothing, no damage. I got the scooter back. I went to the, what's it called? Traffic police, whatever.
Yeah.
For the camera.
Transito.
Right. And they didn't break any speeding limits. They were very,
They were good.
They were
Very
good.
nice
They
criminal.
didn't put any
Right.
mileage on
The
it.
only thing that was broken was the lock on the steering wheel,
Yeah.
which my theory was because they had my keys, right? So my theory is they stole my motorcycle, my scooter. They parked it somewhere. Somebody else stole from them, broke the lock, and then that person dumped the bike because they got scared for whatever reason,
Yeah.
and the cops found it. So I sold the bike at a resale shop, and I was literally only out like 200,000 pesos.
Oh, at least.
You know, so
Not bad.
So the system works to some point where
Well,
you got your bike back.
When I put the report in, I gave them the license plates. The police officers wrote the number wrong, but it was close enough to when they found it up in the hills that like, wait, this is probably that bike. Let's take it.
Wow, that's
Yeah.
good police work. Shout out.
Good police.
Good police
Good
work.
police work.
Writing down the
If
wrong
you ever
number.
want to see some good police work, go to Medellin, Colombia.
Okay, so safety. Joel, what about safety here? How do you compare it to Toronto?
I'd say Toronto's safe as fuck. You know,
Canadians are very nice.
I mean, they're very nice, and I agree with you. The aggression level, there's a very big chance that you'll get into a fight on the metro in Toronto, and you come very close a lot of times, or waiting at a bus stop. But you know, like, it's just aggressive. People are just really aggressive, and way less aggressive than in the United States. But I think there's a reason why there's no fist fights and stuff in clubs here, because you get fucked up.
Yeah, someone
You
will
know,
pull a gun or a
There's
knife.
not fake gangsters out here. There's gangsters out here. So, and we've talked about this before, and you don't know who you're messing with. You
Right.
could mess with a chumpy looking guy. He looks like a guy that you
Wearing a
would
bow
get
tie.
bullied. Exactly. Whatever.
The
And
type
that
of-
you don't know who that guy's family is. You don't know when he picks up that phone if you're gonna get chopped
But
up.
not even that. To hire somebody to do some bad stuff is not very expensive here.
But really, I don't
true.
think that
That's
people.
true.
I don't think that people actually hire people. I just think that here it's a phone call away from getting fucked up, like really fucked up. And like here, like guys don't just like fluff their chest and bluff you. The United States and Canada is a whole lot of bluffing. Dude, there's all these videos that come out. A dude, all right, motherfucker, blah, blah, blah. Next thing he's knocked out on the ground, right? You don't see that here. Like, no guy like flops his. If a guy here, in my opinion, if a guy is bold enough to look at you in the face and go like this, you should think twice.
You should probably think twice to fight him.
Because it's not Toronto, Canada.
But that doesn't happen though here.
But
That's
I
the
know,
thing.
but
Yeah,
because
it's crazy.
nobody fluffs their chest up and
because
puffs
they
their
know
wings.
better.
They know better.
Oh, yeah, sure.
You know better.
True.
We would never do that. Like in Canada, I would even be more aggressive with somebody than here. Because I'm like, firstly, I can be aggressive with you because you were aggressive with me. And if you take it too far, you're going to go to jail.
What do you think it might be also because the competitive nature is so much more in the States?
Here's the thing. This is another thing. We're coming around in circles or we're going all over. I think in Colombia, there's no consequences. There's no consequence. Listen, we've had our internet, right? We pay for 150 megabytes of internet. It's been 2 weeks and we have not passed 2 megabytes of internet. We cannot get the company to come here. What's their name? Tigo?
Tigo.
Fuck you, Tigo. Fuck you.
The worst company ever.
Worst fucking company. Promises, blah, blah, blah. We cannot get them here to fix, and it's a business, right? But here's the thing.
Yeah,
This is what
our
I mean. This is what I
livelihood
mean.
depends on this.
Here's what I mean. Tigo basically gave us the big fuck you because they promised us that today they would be here. They tell you to stay here. They're coming. They don't come. What is the consequence of Tigo not coming here?
Because there's only one other competitor. I mean,
But what is the consequence? Even
Like,
if there
what
was
is our
50
recourse?
competitors,
What is our
there's
recourse?
Nothing.
We
It's
don't
the
have a
same
recourse,
thing.
yeah.
It's the same thing. Like in the United States or in Canada, you get into a fist fight, you pull a knife. Everybody sees you pull the knife. You get caught on camera pulling a knife. Right away, you're fucked up. Like you could be as tough as you want. If they catch you,
You're
the
going to
law-
jail for a long
the
time.
law is gonna there's gonna be some sort of here. There's nothing, bro.
Yeah.
There's nothing.
Yeah.
But by saying that though, that would mean that there should be more violence here, more fistfights here, because there's no consequences.
No,
No,
what I'm
but
saying
there is a higher murder rate.
Yeah.
I mean,
so what I'm saying is
like-
that somebody will
True.
fuck you up. You know, you could like big up your chest in Canada because you know the cops are over there. You might get, something might happen. The cops will be
They'll
behind
go
here.
the distance here.
Yeah, you don't know. They'll go the distance. They
They'll
will
go
go
the
the distance, and nobody will defend. Nobody will find you.
and I mean, it really comes down to this. Like, for example, you kill someone here. Maximum penalty is 45 years.
Yeah.
There is no life sentence. 45 years will, because of overcrowding and good behavior, will be reduced to 15 years. The multiple rapist of Garavito,
Yeah.
who they found 100 bodies. He took them to 100 graveyard bodies. Watch it on YouTube, Garavito, of children that he raped and killed. He got 45 years. He was going to be released in 2000, was it like 2014? He was going to be released.
Yeah.
Released.
After raping and killing
100 children. And he claimed 300 children,
Yeah.
which they haven't found the bodies for. So Colombia is a fucked up country when it comes to safety.
Yeah.
But that being said, we've been here 10 years. We don't get into trouble. We don't go out looking for fights. We don't do drugs. We don't fucking hire prostitutes. We don't do any of that stuff. So we've never really seen that side of Colombia. We live a great life. Our life is better here than in the United States. And I could attest to that.
That's a good point. Like, not to scare off everybody like listening to us thinking, oh my guys, no. You get into those problems when you get into those problems. You get into the underworld. You try to come over here and try to, you watch narcos and you say, I want to get into that business. No, man, don't do that. And about the violence and stuff, it also is because Colombians are just they're not like Americans. They're not going to be like offended because you're looking at my girl, here in Colombia. No,
because they're looking at your girl too.
right? Or no, even better. They're actually happy that you're looking at their girl because their girl's freaking hot.
I think I'm Latino. I
They're
feel
like
the same.
they're like, yeah, my girl's beautiful.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah, no, but that's true, and the whole aggression level. And
The
stuff,
aggression is very
you're
low.
really right. There's a certain level of aggression, and it comes down to that. Like, think about it, right? Like, I would get like when you say aggressive, like if I'm in a line and people are cutting me off and whatever, I'm like, I would literally. I said it today. I was in a mall today, and the guy basically decided to take. These people just walked up. And I was waiting there so I was gonna buy a pair of beach shorts, and they're in the back.
Were they
So-
really small?
Really small,
Yeah,
really
I
small
could
beach shorts.
imagine
And so
beach
that's the
shorts
reason why he had to wait.
And pink.
They had some tones of pink. So he had to go get the beach shorts at the back. He's like, let me just take these people before I go to the back. And I'm like, well, I've been waiting here for like 10 minutes. I'm like, what, like and I was literally said, I was like my time doesn't have value here. Like that was my aggression coming out.
No.
I've never even seen that here, ever.
That's actually a good segue into the last question. Sorry, I cut you off. Is $2,000 a month a good income to come here?
Wait, who asked that? Who asked
Hell,
In
fucking.
you guys' opinion, is $2,000 a month in income good enough to live an above average life in Medellin?
No, not above average.
Not
but-
wait. Above average? What is above? Again, there's a lot of loaded
there's
questions
so many
above average.
what-ifs.
No, but,
Okay.
but they are. What is above
Yeah,
average?
well,
I
but
think
above
2,000
average.
a month is very
it's
good.
very good.
Well, above average compared to the regular Colombian, yes. I mean, because the minimum wage here is like $200 a month, or between $200 to $300 a
you
month.
10 times
So
income.
yeah, you
Yeah.
are above average.
You're rich.
But if you're talking about the above average compared to people that make money here, no, that's normal. Like
Yeah.
6 million pesos.
But those people who make money are living very well.
Yeah, exactly. So
So-
it depends. Like, are you looking to rent a penthouse in Medellin, in where the neighborhood we're in Provenza? You're not
No,
going to do it
no.
for
So
2,000.
he could rent a penthouse, but then eat menu del dia all the days.
No, you don't wanna do that. You
can buñuelos and
No,
tinto.
man, that type. No,
No, so you can pay the money on the penthouse, but
Yeah.
then
But then you
save
gotta-
the
wait,
money
where you
everywhere
cut,
else.
where you cut, or you go to the fancy restaurants and you rent a $600 a month place,
Or you
right?
get a 200 a month place like me, and then you go. Well, actually, I don't do that either. But anyways, to answer your question, if you want, like, you can spend as much money as you want here. Anywhere in the world, you can spend as much money as you
Yeah.
want. It's there, of course. But to live a normal life, like, there's people who have very good jobs, making $2,000 a month here in Colombians and living very well and with families.
2000, I think 2000. Man, there's a very.
You can live very comfortably.
Andrew, we were many years when we didn't touch 2000. Well, you said there's times when I didn't touch 2000, and
I was always making some money, but
some money, but like even $2,000. Listen, okay, so let's just say, so you're based on finance. Your rent should never be 30% more than your income. That's a maximum cap. Right? So assuming you have your $2,000, you got your 30% of your $2,000, which is about $600. Yeah, more or less. So you still have $1,400 to survive. If you can find a rent around $600 US, that you got $1,200. I don't know what to do with $1,200 here. I think.
oh, I
like,
know. I'll teach you.
I don't
exactly
spend. I
what
do
to
not
do.
spend. I do not spend, and I have never spent $1,200 a month in Colombia. Maybe once.
Maybe just on Rappi.
Yeah, on delivery food, and even so, $1,200
Yeah, that's a lot of
here
money.
is a lot of
Yeah,
money to
I
go
mean,
through.
and that's a fair point.
Yeah.
I think I'll ask David this question. As far as like your day-to-day life expenditures,
Yeah.
Can you tell us a little bit about that? Do you shop? Do you do groceries? Do you have a maid at home that cooks for you, or do you cook?
This guy has green eyes. He doesn't have to do fucking shit in Medellin. This is ridiculous. Give me his eyes for a fucking day.
We're gonna get to women in a minute, but let's talk
damn
about
it.
your day to day. Like, do you spend money on, going out to eat every day, or do you cook at home? What is that like?
All right, so I'll talk about before the quarantine because things have changed, right?
Right,
so
right.
before the quarantine, I was going out to eat lunch every day, so the menu of the day,
Yeah.
which it could be from 9,000 to 15,000, like gourmet food, like gourmet menu of the day. It's like 15,000 pesos,
Which
What is
in
that, like
US
$5?
currency is $4.
$4, and you're getting a juice, a soup, a main plate with like multiple things, and then like a dessert and a coffee.
And that little
And if-
weird candy at the end.
Right, and I eat a lot. I'm actually talking about Cafe Zeppelin, which they do like
yeah.
this.
Oh, I love
that's
Zeppelin.
That's,
That's
that's
nice, yeah.
good
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah.
They actually
Shout
make
out
the
to
desserts.
Zeppelin.
Yeah, I did a video on them. It's going to come out soon.
Shout out to Zeppelin.
And that's $4, and
Yeah.
I eat a lot, and that fills me up.
Yeah.
Okay, so anyways, so yeah, eat out for lunch. I used to eat out for breakfast, so 2 times a day eating out. I had 2 membership gyms, one like a smaller studio gym, another one Smart Fit.
Yeah.
Had a girlfriend, so I'll take her out to eat and stuff like that in places, movies, that kind of stuff. And I calculated my expenses, and it was at that month it was $1,400
That's
at the exchange rate at like 2,900,
Including your rent?
including my rent.
yeah, because
$1,400.
there's only $200 in rent.
Okay, so let's now
He's got
talk.
$1,200 to spend.
Yeah, so let's talk now about. I mean, we're living now in COVID, and
Yeah.
I'm sure a lot of people that are watching or want to know what is it like now? Do you still go out or?
All right, so COVID, I tracked my expenses and I've been too lazy to calculate it, like add it all up because I have a list of my expenses. I haven't added it all up yet, but I'm pretty sure it's under 1,000. It has to be under 1,000 because I've been cooking at home, buying chicken breast, oatmeal, rice. It's real.
Man, you like a meathead.
Just I guess just eating real basic food, cooking at home. Now that the restaurants are open, going out to eat for sure, but. My expenses are well under 1,000 right now, for sure.
Really?
No, I think if we calculated our expense, it would be like, you split up you do the little pie chart. It's like rent is this little thing, and then it's just Rappi is the rest.
Yeah.
Rappi, by the way, is the app here. It's like Uber Eats and those type of Dash.
Rappi is really good. It's actually better quality than other countries like Uber Eats, that kind of stuff. It's better, and why? Because here in Colombia, there's so many people with motorcycles. Like the people who usually in the States will work Uber Eats have cars. And they're in traffic. Yeah. So, but if you guys are gonna come here and order Rappi all the time, you're gonna spend some money because the fee to charge.
Hold on.
You need some emergency condoms.
Let's wait. By the way, Juno and anybody else watching, we're talking about cost of living here. So, you can spend anywhere from $4 to about, for you're the one person, to about $15 on a meal, more or less, right?
If it's a high-end meal.
If it's a high-end place, right?
A nice place, yeah.
So calculating your expenses here, let's say you ordered the highest level of breakfast, lunch, and dinner at $15 per day, you'd be spending about $45 a day, right? And that's you're eating like great at $45 a
very
day.
amazing food.
Quality
very
food.
High quality, yeah.
So you can decide from there, you can scale back, right? But let's just say your max cap per day is about $45-$50 per food if you don't ever want to touch the kitchen at all. Rent a studio
and you
with
don't
no
want to leave
kitchen.
the house.
And but even if you go out, right? If you go out to a restaurant here and you spend $15 for yourself on food, you had a great meal. So just to put things in perspective, if people are out there listening and want to know how to calculate it, like literally $45 a day on food is like the most you're going to spend on this.
And that's not even talking about let's say your cleaning lady. A cleaning lady for the day is about 50 to 60,000 pesos.
Yeah.
In dollars,
15,
so like
17,
maybe
15,
$20 at
max.
most for the whole day. She'll be there for a little under 8 hours, and she could cook for you too. So if you buy groceries, she can make your meals for the rest of the week.
Yeah,
she comes maybe twice a week. She does the meals for all the week, and that could even be a better experience. So to answer your question, Juno, $2,000 a month. Yes, you can live comfortably out here and above average, way above average than the normal Colombian.
Above average compared to like life back in the States.
Oh,
because life back in the States, you're not going to have a maid that's going to be cooking. Like for a maid to come to your house in the States for an hour costs like $100, $150 for an hour just to clean your house. Not even well. Not even well.
Perspective, to step into a cab and any Canadians, Toronto, for example, I think, and again, the Canadian dollar is not worth as much as the US dollar. But if you just sit down in a cab in Toronto, I think the starting at the meter is $4.50 Canadian, which is about $3.50 US to sit in a cab. You can go from one side of the city to the other side of the city and pay $3.50. So that puts things a bit in perspective.
But I think the moral of the story here is that, and I've had I've seen a lot of posts online lately that a lot of people have been deported and stuff out here too. It's like, I'm coming back to Medellin, deported from the United States, and like, what can I do? I'm like, the main thing that we're trying to get out of this is that try to make dollars. Like if you can.
Making dollars
try to make
makes
dollars,
sense.
whether you were deported, whether you're coming here as a retiree, whether you're on. We play basketball with many guys that are retired veterans from the army. They say, man, I only got $1,500 from the army or $2,000 from the army. I'm like, damn, man. Like, there's some people that got nothing.
Those are the people that need to leave the US.
My buddy is getting $3,000 from the military for disability. I'm thinking,
you'll be all right. You'll be all right. You'll be all right out here.
Yeah. A way more, if he's single, a way more beautiful woman than you'll ever get. Because firstly, you in the US, let's be real on this.
There's beautiful women in the States.
No. I'm not talking about that. I'm saying you go up and she finds out you make $3,000 a month.
In the States?
Yeah. Game fucking over. That's how fucking shallow it is. You go up to a hot ass girl and she's like da da da, and she finds out you pulling a $3,000 paycheck. Forget about it. That's my opinion.
Yep.
Somebody could call me out on that. I'm gonna say she's gonna be like,
When I met Joel and
shit.
he was making $3,000, I was like, forget about it. No, but that leads to my next question. Do you think that dating in Medellin is easier than it is back in where you're from, Toronto and Houston? I'll start with David. Sorry.
100%.
You say 100% it's easier.
Yeah.
In what sense?
Okay, so for example, I find that girls here are just more approach. Oh, sorry. Sorry,
Sit square in your
Felipe's
chair.
telling me to scoot up a little bit. I find it.
Did you say Flippy?
Felipe.
Okay.
Yeah, his name is Flippy.
Flippy. It is Flippy. That's what he goes by.
A new
Anyways,
t-shirt. A new t-shirt.
Yeah.
yeah.
Girls here are so much more approachable than back in the States.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you can walk up to them, you can talk to them, and they'll talk back to you like a normal human being.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, they might not be interested in you, they might not want any kind of relationship with you, but they'll still talk to you.
Yeah.
But it'll be very obvious that they're not into you.
Yeah.
You know, so building that courage to talk to a girl is not very difficult here because you know that they're going to talk back.
Right. Yeah.
They're not going to give you the cold shoulder or make you feel like
Make
an
you like
idiot.
an animal.
Yeah. I've lived in Houston back when I was younger, going out with my friends to bars, walk up to a girl, say hello, and she literally looks at me and then turns to her friends. Doesn't even respond.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
happening multiple
Yeah,
times in the States.
yeah.
It's unfortunate, but it is. Here in Colombia, it doesn't happen. Like my ex was from Brazil, and I told her about that situation. She's like, that is why. Like she went to the States to visit, and she went out with some friends, some girls from the America, to a bar, and some guys started talking to her, and she was talking back. And when they went to the bathroom together, you know, because girls go use the restroom together all the time.
Yeah.
They told her, "What are you doing talking to him?" She was like, "What do you mean?" It's just like an American.
Wait. Once again, let's come back. Let's step back and let's go back. Put on our little cultural, like gafitas or cultural glasses for a second. You can dance with a woman here.
Any woman.
Salsa, reggaeton, which is one of the most like sexually charged dances.
Not any woman, reggaeton, like single women.
But
Reggaeton.
yeah, okay, single woman.
Yeah.
And she will dance with you at reggaeton and just go like this. Turn around as you're grinding her and go like this.
Gracias.
Leave.
Yeah.
And it meant, honestly, it meant zero to her.
Right.
In the United States and in Canada, and again, I'm not a sociologist, but literally,
Don't
if
need
a
to have
girl
a sociologist.
grinds you out, like you're grinding in a club, that probably means something.
She's into you.
She's into you or whatever. Here, and dudes come here and they're like, oh, she liked me. I don't know if she liked you. She might never call you again. It's just so culturally different that I think people don't understand how much more that is. Like people here, again, even salsa, right? You see a girl looking at you, and you're like, wow, she's looking at me. She might not be looking at you in a sensual or sexual way. She looked at you because you can move well in salsa, and she's like, wow, it'd be really nice to dance with that guy. So you walk over to her, you ask her to dance, you're like, this is I'm made.
Right.
No, you're not. She's here to dance because the culture is with dancing. The culture's so it's very different. I
guess I had a very different experience in the United States.
Oh.
Because I am Colombian, so as an adult, I took advantage of that, and I went and I looked for salsa clubs
in the U.S.
In the U.S., I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go to Colombia. I knew I was coming in 2010. I don't know why. I didn't know why or how, but I knew I was gonna come 2010. So I'm like, okay, I got to take salsa classes because everyone in Colombia is gonna know how to dance salsa. So I'm literally living in Southern California. I was going to salsa clubs in San Diego, in Los Angeles, in Huntington Beach, Laguna Beach, like literally no men,
Just
all
you.
women, literally taking these classes. So I was like the only guy.
That's a
one
good
night
tip.
stand after another. Like,
You want to meet women
out
in
of
the States? Go
my
take dance
penis,
classes.
I had to give shock therapy to my penis. It was like the most amazing time. I have not had that here in Colombia. In Colombia, like they were saying, you could dance with somebody and it's just a dance. But in the United States,
It's not just a dance.
it's salsa is not just a dance. Bachata is not just a dance. Merengue is not just a dance. You're going out there and you're doing your thing and
Gyrating.
and you get a white girl to feel your hips, and she says, "Oh, your hips don't lie," and my penis doesn't lie either. So, like when you're out there, in the United States, I think it's a lot easier when you go into like the salsa clubs or whatever, because it's such a low demographic of people, right? It's like,
Well, it's also filtered because the girls who say in the States, the girls who say yes to your dance is because they're into you already.
Yeah.
And if you show that you have moves, they're even more into you.
yeah. But here,
Versus
everybody's
like gonna say yes.
Yeah.
You know, unless like it's a reggaeton and she's sitting with her boyfriend, then that's not gonna happen.
But here, it's like a social thing. It's like me going out for a beer in the United States. Here, going out to go dance salsa or reggaeton with someone, it's like going out and have a beer. It's
So
like
don't bring your jealousy here with your girlfriend and she goes dance with a guy. Don't go crazy. Don't act stupid.
Yeah.
You know, because that girl's gonna be turned off of you real quick.
Or you get chopped up and put in a box somewhere in Sabaneta.
all right. Well,
Possibly.
Wait, did you say
Most likely not.
I'm just gonna go back to this because we've been talking about t-shirt lines. Did you say my penis don't lie? Good, Andrew. So that could be yep, my penis don't lie. Let's continue.
we've had a lot of people come in and out. I mean, we've been here for 10 years. People that say, oh, you know, I'm going to be the king of Medellin. I'm going to come out here and do my thing. I'm going to be out here for a long time. And then they're out after a year. Mm-hmm. You've been here since 2016. What is the future of life with David? What's the future for David? What are you going to be doing? What do you plan?
Well, the more time I spend here in Colombia, the more Colombian I feel. Like,
I get that.
yeah, when I go back to the States, it's almost a culture shock over there. It's a reverse culture shock, big time.
Yep.
So I feel more at home here than I do back in Houston.
Yep.
So I can see myself living here for a long time. Now, that being said, that's not going to stop me traveling, of course. I can see myself having this as a home base and then from here going out, you know, or maybe spending some time in other parts of the world, but always coming back to Colombia because
Your base.
Yeah, my base for sure.
To add the question, let's say that you did have kids. Would you still live out here?
So that's a great question. Actually, I was asking myself that same question initially when I first moved here. Would I want to raise my kids here in Colombia? And it was hard at first. You know, it was a hard question to ask myself because do I want my kids to grow up this way, like here in Colombia? But after being here 5 years, why did I stay here? It's because of the culture. Why did I stay here? It's because of the people
That you admired.
that I
obviously,
admire.
yeah.
Exactly. So obviously something's right about it.
Yeah.
That they grew up this way because they're united. Their family is very united. They have a culture of being together and community, that kind of stuff. And I love that.
Yeah.
And I would love my kids to have that as well. So yeah, if I had to answer, like back first year 1, 2, I didn't know. Now, yeah, I would definitely have kids here and raise them here for sure. You know, I would love because when I get old, I want to live with them. I don't want them to kick me out. Here in Colombia,
Wow,
that's
that's
what
a great point.
That's
You're just trying to pay $200 rent for the rest of your life.
No, I'm telling you, because here in Colombia, like the grandparents, everybody lives all in the same building.
Yeah.
Versus in the States, I hate to say it, but it's very common that the grandparents get kicked out or the parents
go to a home.
go
That's
to a
sad,
home.
man.
And
That's sad.
and when I get old, and I'm old now, I'm 37, so when I have kids, you know, when they're old enough to have kids, I'm gonna be very old. So I would love to have them have me around.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Yeah,
Nobody's
that's
ever said that here.
That's a really
before.
good point. What about Joel?
What about you?
Me?
Yeah. What about you and your kids? Your
Well,
keys.
I've already said this before. I will die in Medellin, and I will be buried in the Cementerio San Pedro. I know that for a fact. Yeah, that's like my goal in life.
You
Because
should buy a plot already. Do they do that
well, it's a
Could
high
visit his own plot.
No, well,
Hey, you.
I would like to have maybe like a mausoleum
There you
for my
go.
family.
That'd be
Like
pretty
literally,
awesome.
like
Yeah, why
Cementerio
not?
San Pedro is like one of the most amazing. By the way, if you ever travel to Medellin and want to go off the beaten path, go to Cementerio San Pedro and do the tour. There's a couple Colombian presidents buried there. Isaac is buried. Well, they've got a monument to him. Same with a bunch of other people that have very interesting paths here. So that would be my dream would be to die in Medellin. But like you were saying, it doesn't stop me from traveling. We're going to go to Mexico. I want to go to Europe. But I think my heart and soul belongs to Medellin. If I were to have children, yeah, I would raise them out here. I would raise them in Medellin, absolutely. There's bilingual schools. Obviously, they'd have to learn some English. They'd have to learn some French. They'd have to learn some Chinese or something. Something more than that, what I know, right? But I think that would be the goal, to die here. What about Joel?
Definitely, I raise my kids here, but I'll be like, listen,
What about to die?
you
Would
ain't
die
going.
here?
I'll be like, hey, little Juancito. Juanito.
Joelicito.
Listen, Joelicito, you ain't gonna be no punk ass bitch. You see that line right there with those 4 people ahead of you? You're gonna cut in. You're gonna ask them. You're gonna ask them what time they close. I'm gonna teach them the Colombian way. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna teach them some fucked up like customer service and stuff.
Yeah.
But I'm still gonna
When
teach
you're
them.
driving, make sure that if you
Yeah.
see someone crossing the zebra,
Yeah.
that you accelerate.
Yeah, say, listen, be the best goddamn person you can be, except when you get behind the wheel. Fuck some people up.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I no, honestly, like here, I agree with you 100%, man. There's very all jokes aside, there's some very fundamental things that I love about Colombian and Latin American culture. And particularly, I don't even think I noticed it. I lived in Mexico for 2 years. And I don't think I even noticed it as much as here. One of the things I noticed, and in my, I'm not the type, I don't know if I will ever have kids. I have no desire. But let's say that did
Well,
change.
that's because you're sterile.
I can't get it up. So let's just say I could get it up and I could have some kids. When I came here, one of the things I noticed right away in the malls are girls from whether they're babies to adults walking with, I would only assume that they're their mothers, hands in hands and talking. Even boys,
even
Right.
men.
Grown guys.
Bro, I have never held my mother's hand in public walking around.
sad.
And I love my mother with
Yeah.
everything. I would slaughter the world for my mother.
Yeah.
But I don't have it in me to be like, let's walk like this. And just
that
watching that
connection.
makes me jealous, man.
Yeah, yeah.
And I've always said it. If I had a son or a daughter, that's what I want them to do with their mom. They don't have to hold my fucking hand. Don't
Right.
hold my hand. Get the fuck over there.
No, I do that.
My hands?
Yeah.
Okay.
We
Anyway,
walk in
but
the
you know
mall.
what I'm saying, and so like simple things like that it's very admirable, and I would want my kids to grow up in a place where they can be like, I love you, mom, and give her a hug in a mall, and not feel like their friends or somebody else is gonna make fun of them for doing that, because at the end of the day, to me, that's like one of the most important things is that not fake bond. I love my brother, I love my sister, but actually like show it in public and be proud of it, and honestly. In the women that I've met here, I would say, if I said like, wow, this woman would be an amazing mother, it's definitely here.
For sure.
Hands down.
Even to the point of you going out with friends and like my girlfriend would invite her mother with
Yeah,
us. And
crazy.
like that, like you don't in the States, you don't go out with friends to a bar or to dancing. The moms come, but here, yes,
Yeah.
and that's beautiful. I love it. I love
beautiful.
that
I love
connection.
that. I love that. So last
There's people in the chat asking to be adopted right now
By Andrew?
by you guys.
Be adopted.
Like the gay couple, me and Andrew? What do you mean by you guys? What do you mean?
All right. So pre-closing question, what has been your favorite video to document or to record on your channel?
On my channel.
Yeah, like what has been like the most memorable or something that you really love about your videos?
Oh man, I don't know.
You don't have a favorite?
A
Like we have a
favorite?
favorite episode. Like
You got a couple
he has a favorite, I have a favorite. You don't have a
So
favorite.
okay,
video?
my favorite to actually do, like to actually record, was
Yeah.
the recent trip I did with my buddy Josh to the coffee region.
Oh, I saw that. Yes.
Yeah, so the first 2 came out, and the next 4 are coming out soon. So stay tuned. Anyways,
So you went to the coffee region
Yeah, I went to
and
the coffee-
documented the whole trip.
documented that. So we went to Santa Rosa de Coal,
You went to the hot springs out there?
falls,
Hot
yeah.
Springs, the San Vicente
the
Hot
hot
Springs.
springs are
beautiful.
beautiful. Awesome.
It seems like a movie.
I mean, where else can you get that type of treatment for 60,000 pesos
No,
all
no.
day?
And a couple Coca-Cola bottles on the ground.
I mean, it's ridiculous.
Bro, did you go into the town and go on the little pickups to take you there, or
No, he has a car, so we drove there.
Oh, okay.
We
No.
drove there, but
I had a great experience because I went there too, and I went on the back of these Willies.
The Willies.
the Willies.
Yeah,
That's like the Pueblo
they took
Willies.
us, the Pueblo Willies took us up. That was an amazing experience.
It's so cool. It's
Santa
so cool.
Rosa de Coal, yeah.
Yeah, and
it's
then we went
amazing.
to where the tallest palms are in the world.
Yeah,
Yeah, it was a really cool adventure, for
Yeah.
The oil, whatever they're called.
sure. Wax palms.
The wax palms.
But wait,
yeah.
wait. Before we jump over this,
Right.
what's your goal for? Because I believe like one of the big things about this podcast is for people to know the people behind their product, right? Your product right now, unless somebody wants to buy some insurance, corporate insurance.
I don't do
corporate,
it. I don't do insurance anymore.
You stop. You're done. Okay, great. That's good on you.
Because I didn't like it. I mean, I'm good at it. I'm good, I was always good, but I didn't never liked it.
And so your money making and something me and Andrew, you're the first person we didn't ask that. Is that what's your money making? How are you making your money?
So okay, so like I'm pretty sure many people in this quarantine, this pandemic that we went through, question themselves, what really do you want to do with life? Do you want to continue the same path, or do you want to change?
Yeah.
And literally, I mean, I remember doing my workouts in my aparto studio, jumping rope, whatever, listening to Joe Rogan, and I heard one of his podcasts that he was talking to Dan Carlson, I believe, and he was talking about, they were both, because Dan Carlson has a podcast as well, and they were like, just do it, just try, just go. What's gonna be the worst case scenario?
Yeah.
And I'm always a saver. I've been a saver all my life, so I have enough savings.
Yeah.
So I said to myself, and also let me rewind, I would watch YouTubers I love YouTube, and I watch them, and I'm like, initially I would laugh to myself because these guys are walking around talking to their camera, like, that's kind of weird.
Yeah, what is he doing?
That's kind of weird.
It's kind of weird. Yeah. But then I started seeing them, like, well, I can kind of do that too. You know, maybe I can give a different perspective. So I said, you know what? I'm going to give it a shot. I'm going to try it. And when I do something, I always do it. I have to do it 100%. I can't do it halfway. I can't do it 20%. I can't say I'm going to keep this job and do it on the side. Yeah. No, if I have something in mind, I'm going to do it 110%.
Yep.
And if it doesn't work, it's okay because I know I tried my best. And at the same time, I have savings to maintain.
Tide you over, yeah.
So what's the future? I said to myself when I started, I want to give 1 year of hardcore work, give it my all, and see what happens.
In the YouTube channel.
In the YouTube channel, and doing my videos. And so far, I think I'm on month 5 or so. And
you're doing pretty well.
Yeah, I already have about almost 2,500 subscribers. And the subscribers, my community, the community that we're building, that's the difference because they're engaged. Yeah. They're commenting.
They're real followers.
They're real followers, engaged, commenting, involved. Versus I've seen other channels have like 20,000, 50,000. They get like 200 views a video. You know, so we're building a community together in this channel, and I've gotten to the point where I see that there's a future in this, and I'm actually
and what's that future?
Well, let me say something real quick. Initially, I never would imagine anybody would want to listen to me talk or even watch my videos. Like you have that imposter syndrome, right? Yeah. And now people are actually watching. So, what's that future? I'm not done with the year yet, so I'm gonna keep going as hard as I can and see what kind of community we build, and what kind of opportunities present themselves, and then make the decision there. But as I'm seeing right now, I'm seeing that it's going the direction I want to go. So I can see myself doing.
But I heard you say, I'm just gonna keep giving you guys more content. I think those are your exact words that you said on one video, and I was like, okay, well, what does that mean to you? What is this content that you want to give people?
All right, good question, wonderful question. The content. So what I saw in YouTube, the videos here done in Colombia, Medellin, in English mostly, the majority that became very popular were just focusing on certain things. They're focused on parquilleres, they're focused on nightlife, they're focused on women, and that kind of stuff. And I got annoyed. I kind of got annoyed by that because there's so much more than that here. And also, I would see that a lot of foreigners would come and spend their time in Poblado. Like Poblado, there's a joke behind that. It's called Gringolandia, right? It's all the foreigners stay here. So I thought, you know what? Let me just show a different part of Medellin. It's not all about nightlife. It's not all about women, even though there's beautiful women here and everything. There's other parts of the city. So I wanted to show that. So the content was showing a different type of Colombia from my perspective.
And is that what drives? Because I remember, like, even in my earlier days in photography here, I used to get criticized about the photos that I put up, and they're like, "That's not the real." Remember that? That's not the real Medellin. You're showing that looks like Las Vegas. Why don't you go to take your ass to Centro and show people the? I'm like, well, because there's enough negative stuff about National Geographic type photography that just wants to show the bad, and it gets, the hype and whatever. And so my aim was to show a positive side of a country that was beat down by negativity. And that was literally what drove my photography, to show the sparkling lights, to show the smiling faces and whatever. And so now you have this YouTube channel, and you're like, I'm going to give it for a year, and I'm going to give the content. But what is it that drives you? Why are you creating the content? What
do you plan to make a living out of it?
Well, why do I make the content? I actually found something I enjoy doing. Okay, so I've always been good at things, but I never really enjoyed it.
Okay.
Now I found something I'm actually good at that actually people enjoy, which it still surprises me that they like watching my videos. Yeah. I'm good at it and I enjoy it. I like when I talk to the camera, even from the like day one, it felt like I was talking to friends.
Yeah.
I have my camera there. I'm talking like a fool in the streets, but I'm really just sharing my experiences with friends.
Right.
You know, so yeah, so I'm good at it and I enjoy it. And do I plan? And what was your question?
Make a living at it.
Yeah. So the way I look at it, and like it's funny because my girlfriend's mom, like here in Colombia, it's almost like in the States back in the day, to where you're supposed to follow the path, like, you know, get a university degree, get a career, get a family, make it, you know,
Yeah.
It's still here in the States. So when I told her that I'm gonna stop selling insurance, I'm gonna go this YouTube path. She looked at me. I swear to God, she was looking at the ceiling like this, like,
Jesus.
like, oh my God, what the hell?
Jesus.
You know, yeah, exactly. Like, who's my girlfriend, my daughter dating? Who is this dude?
Yeah.
But I said to her, most businesses start their business and then look for clients. What I'm doing is I'm starting and I'm gaining an audience. We're gaining audience here, a community.
You're getting the clients first.
Right, and then I'm gonna see what opportunities present
What can
themselves.
sell. Okay.
And that's based on the fact that you have a savings account, which people need to understand. People need to understand, and
I'm frugal by nature.
But that's absolutely excellent, because me and Andrew, we talked about this before in other podcasts. When people ask like, "Oh yeah, we want to do what you're doing," I'd say, "Hey, get some cash flow. If you're not a great saver, get a cash flow before you come here." And what you're allowed to chase your passion because you have put in the work and you've got your savings there. You've been frugal, and so now it's more like, you know, Maslow's hierarchy of needs. You're on this self-actualization. Let me see what I can do for me. Right? Not let me see how I can make money when I come down to Colombia. Because worst case scenario, you can go back to insurance.
Or anything else, or any other opportunity that presents itself. Because the other cool thing that's happening in this community is that I'm meeting some great people.
Yeah.
You know, and like the cool thing about YouTube is, okay, so here's another tip. Nobody knows that I do YouTube. None of my friends, none of my family, I haven't told anybody that I do YouTube.
Yeah.
Not because I'm ashamed.
Yeah.
It's because I don't want to mess up the algorithm. Why? Because if I was to share it to my Facebook page with all my high school friends and whatever, they might sub to me. They might check out my videos, but they probably won't be interested in my type of content.
Yeah.
YouTube is a beautiful thing to where it sees like you guys, what kind of content you guys like, and it brings other content that's similar to the content you like. So the people who are coming to the channel
Really like your content.
right, because they like other type of content that's similar.
Wow.
And that builds engagement, that builds community, and it grows obviously slower, but it's still
But
it's
more
a great
organic.
foundation.
It's organic, yeah.
Definitely organic.
Right.
Number of followers in 1 year from now.
All right, so I see myself. Hopefully, the way that's going is by the end of this year, I should have my goal. My goal is 5,000 by the end of this year or January. So a year from now, which will be what month we're in, September? I don't know. I would love to have 10,000 or so.
By
Let's
the
get
end
to
of next
10,000.
year?
Let's get to 10,000.
Well, the good thing about all these algorithms and all these things is that it's like compound interest. It's not like linear. So
It's compound.
it's not like, oh, I did 5,000 last year, therefore I'm going to do another 5,000 this year. It's that 5,000 is a multiple.
Right.
So that's a good thing. And hey, man,
But I don't care about like you're saying about 10,000. I'd rather have 5,000 very engaged people than an extra 5,000 that's not engaged.
that's bullshit. Yeah.
You know, so I'd rather grow slowly, salud, and just grow that way. Because, like, for example, I know a YouTuber who got invited to do a hotel thing, right? He has a large amount of subs, but his views per video is very low. I contacted the same hotel place. I said, hey, let me promote your thing. Give me a free night, you know, whatever. They looked at my sub count at 2,500, like, no. But my views are way higher.
Yeah.
So subs don't matter that much.
Are you pitching them on engagement, though, or are you just saying, hey, look at my
I told
views,
them about
say-
engagement, but you know, some people don't understand.
Yeah, they don't understand.
Got
Yeah.
you.
So, closing question, David. If someone wants to find you on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, how can they find you?
All right, so how to find me? Just put Life with David. I think Life with David. If you can't find me, put Life with David with Medellin. I'm the guy with the ugliest thumbnails on YouTube. It's me walking around the street, and what I do is I take a still picture. You're a photographer, and I apologize.
Yeah.
I know I'm offending you with my thumbnails, but it's just me walking around the still picture on walking the
It
camera in the
works.
street. And I have a theory behind that. I know that thumbnails work really well if you have really nice thumbnails, but also if people see you enough times,
Yeah.
they're gonna initially say, "Who's that dude? What's this guy walking around the street? What the?" And they're gonna skip me. But after a while, they're gonna have curiosity
click on
it.
and enter, and then maybe they might connect.
As you said, there's no real formula. There's a formula, but there's no real formula. We go through the thumbnail discussion all the time. Felipe wants us to look like a Pokemon challenge fucking, YouTube thumbnail. And I'm like, no, we got to go on this end, which is more like, high and cool, blah, blah, blah. And then we're sort of meeting in the middle.
But anyway,
Yeah.
make sure to subscribe. Life with David.
Yeah.
David, thank you so much, man. I think
Yeah,
it
man.
was amazing.
Excellent.
I think we should have you back on after you have had your children.
We should consider having more. We should consider having more white Mexicans on our show. I think it was excellent. It was excellent.
White Tex-Mexes.
I loved it. I loved it.
Yeah.
Thank you everyone on chat. This was really fun. This is like the most ethnic chat we ever had.
Hey,
thank
go.
you, Chad.
Representing
It's
Life
amazing.
with David. There you go,
Life with
guys.
David. Thank
I
you,
think this
guys.
was one of the most real, normal episodes we've ever had. We
Yeah,
didn't.
It was a
It was
conversation,
just a conversation.
with
It
some
was just a
guy
conversation.
that
Who's gonna get fucked up?
Yeah, we're gonna go get drunk right now.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
Who
stay
wants?
tuned.
Hey, chat. Who wants Life with David to get fucked up tonight? That's
Thumbs up.
I know, right?
Thanks for
Yeah.
watching. Episode number 53. Thanks everyone for watching. Big up. Stay tuned for episode number 54. Thanks a lot. Follow, like, whatever else.
Big
Have a good
titties.
night.
Y'all take care. Ciao.
Big titties.
Yeah, thank you, bro.
If you want to see Andrew in a skinny leopard print thong, please be sure to follow us and listen to us on Spotify, iTunes, or any other major podcast platforms. And Andrew, if they want to see your ugly faces, what should they do?
They could see us on Facebook, on Instagram, and YouTube for show.